a girl that's 20 years old, I think she ought to, they ought to look into it to see that she has every chance to be, to have justice like everyone else.
Well, I feel since she committed the crime that she should be kept in just like any other citizen, and that they shouldn't trust her.
I'm behind her. I really am. I think she should be out. I think she should be free. She's paid enough, for the problems and everything else she's had.
A trip south. Accompanied by U.S. Marshals, the convicted bank robber was flown to Los Angeles in a Coast Guard plane. Once she arrived here, Miss Hurst was then transferred to a helicopter and flown to the Los Angeles County Jail. Under tight security, she was rushed to an unmarked car and driven to the county's criminal courthouse. As was the case in San Francisco, Patricia's parents, Catherine and Randolph Hurst, were present at today's proceeding. But unlike before, they were shown no special courtesies. Like other spectators, they were photographed and frisked by security-conscious sheriff's deputies.
Every month across California, hundreds of tense, agonizing, exhausting dramas not unlike the SLA deliberations are being fought out behind the locked doors of other jury rooms. Most of them lack the national spotlight and the extra heavy security of the SLA trial. But otherwise, in each case, the tension is just as high, the stakes just as great, the responsibility just as awesome.
Within about that far, this is a story. The truck doesn't mean you know he's going to throw himself under the wheel.
Probably every man who has ever been a part of the soul-searching, the conflict, sometimes even the anger that takes place in this room, has walked back out that door a changed man, probably a better citizen because of it, with a more open mind, with a deeper respect for our system of justice. There are, of course, a few glaring exceptions, a few inevitable miscarriages of justice, but as one judge told us today, I've seen very few jury verdicts I would disagree with. Bill Branch, Action News 13.
Pardon me? I want them to see this.
All right.
Here's Browning.
That way. That's right. Thank you. Okay, in the back.
It could well be that the case was decided at least partially before we ever summed up. There was some indication that a juror excused was thinking against the defense. There were other indications that the arguments were not thought to be very important.
I didn't think they'd find her guilty, but I thought she was guilty.
Why?
I thought she lied. She lied about some things. She must have been lying about a lot more.
Agree with it.
Why is that?
Without a doubt.
I really don't know. I really don't have any comment about it because we've been touring. We're kind of tourists, and I haven't been following it for several weeks.
You surprised to hear a guilty verdict?
Not really, no.
Why not? Well, if 12 jurors decided that, I think it's pretty good.
No, I'm happy.
Why are you happy?
Because she deserved it. The evidence all proved it. It did. And I thought that if she came out to be, if the jury came out like hung or something like that, that's down just because her father's got money, you know.
Well, I was surprised she got off.
Why?
I figured that, you know, like, the Hearst family has a lot of influence, and I thought for sure she'd get off. I was surprised when they convicted her of being guilty.
Did you agree, though, with that verdict?
Yeah, I did. I was hoping that she'd get some kind of guilty verdict anyhow and have something to answer to, because I just didn't get along with the whole thing. You know.
Does that surprise you?
I don't know. I don't read newspapers.
You don't know who Patty Hearst is?
I know who Patty Hearst is, but I don't read newspapers. Depresses me.
She was going to have to forget a lot about Patty. She was going to have to blot out a lot of Patty's old feelings for her family and for her. I can say that she has recovered a considerable amount from what we first measured and what we find now. Her mental ability is greater, her intelligence is functioning more effectively, but she's still not fully recovered, and I think she's just well enough now to realize how impaired she still remains. And we know from other victims that sometimes the residuals go on for months or even years.
Part of the criminal justice sentencing process. And so there are other factors that perhaps would be taken into consideration, but I don't want to commit myself at this time as to what my position would be as to whether successor, the U.S. Attorney Designate, Mr. Hunter, probably will be confirmed this night.
In this situation, I'm looking forward to Mahatma Gandhi.
That will be covered.
Excuse, this is Algeria? First of all, I'd like to thank those outlets so that the media can hear from us directly and not through the distortions of the FBI. For several days, armed agents were constantly with us, and then suddenly they weren't. We naturally were glad for the chance to be free of them, not being anxious to be gunned down by some trigger-happy agent. So we carefully have avoided being found. But the FBI seized upon this as an excuse for even more provocation.
While never having been a member of any specific political group, we have always struggled alongside all progressive people. Our homes have always been open, and we have shared what we have with all people working to make this country a more decent place. We do not plan to allow the government to begin to make us living differently at this point in our lives.
This is a discipline of the human race will be in a much better position to achieve the potential great. I would now like to offer a public apology to Mickey and Jack. I'm terribly sorry that I cooperated in any way, shape, or form with such a counterproductive organization as the FBI. Agreeing to talk to the FBI about this case or any other case is an improper path of action. I have learned from it, and I hope others will learn from my mistakes. I do not want to imply that my attorney, Charles Gary, advised me incorrectly. And is forced to stop Trump.
Very much.
The point of law here, as developed in the opinion, is that if a defendant voluntarily takes the stand, she cannot pick and choose the questions that she wants to answer. And she therefore had an obligation to answer any relevant questions on cross-examination. She refused to answer those questions, which were held to be relevant, and therefore her claim of self-incrimination was not upheld on appeal.
I have said from the date of the conviction that this trial was unjust. that she was put to a trial at a time when she should not have been, and that the errors committed at trial should have commanded her a reversal of her conviction. I still say that. So when I criticize the opinion, I am not criticizing the judges themselves. I'm criticizing what they have said in the opinion, which I believe is erroneous and not in accordance with the law.